The president mourns with Uvalde, visiting the Texas town devastated by the massacre at Robb Elementary School. A crowd desperate for action and the president's promise that change will come. And the actions of Uvalde police being put under a federal microscope. Good evening, everyone. I am Xavier Walton, and the Department of Justice says it'll review the law enforcement response to the mass shooting at Robb Elementary School. That request was made by the town's mayor, Don McLaughlin, after it was revealed there was an hour-long delay between the time the gunman entered the school and when U.S. border agents killed him. 21 people died, 19 students and 2 teachers. In a statement, the DOJ said, in part, quote, "The goal of the review is to provide an independent account of law enforcement actions and responses that day and to identify lessons learned and best practices to help first responders prepare for and respond to active shooter events." It goes on to say the assessment will be fair, transparent, and independent. It comes as President Biden spent most of the day praying with the community and meeting with the families of victims and first responders. His visit is 5 days after 19 children and 2 teachers were murdered at school. Our Anieli Ruiz was in Uvalde that terrible, terrible day. She's back there now and joins us live.
Xavier, most people that we spoke with today are asking that changes come out of this visit. Parents, everyone here, hoping that after this, there is no more tragedies like the one that happened just this week. An emotional visit from President Joe Biden and the First Lady. They both flew into San Antonio early Sunday morning and then arrived in Uvalde. Their first stop was a memorial site at Robb Elementary School. They brought flowers for the victims and each taking their time to look at every single one of the faces of the 21 people that were murdered here. The First Lady even reaching out and laying her hands on the pictures. Uvalde residents showed up not just to get a glimpse of the two, but also yelling and pleading the president help them.
Under constant attack in this community, we need help. Every week we're living fear.
After they greeted local and state officials, the Bidens attended a mass at a local church with the Archbishop. You can see the President Biden and the First Lady sitting in the front row. The church, a packed house. Children were brought up to sit at the front near the altar. And outside, a crowd greeting the Bidens again. This time, chants could be heard. Residents asking the president to help. You can see President Biden responding, saying, "We will, we will." The Bidens then made their way to the Uvalde County Fairplex to meet with the families behind closed doors. Family members who were inside shared these pictures with us. The uncle of Jacqueline Casares said the Bidens spoke to everyone.
He went to each table individually, and they both gave their deepest condolences.
He's very compassionate.
Very compassionate man.
The father of one victim, Leila Salazar, they told us it was an emotional meeting.
He listened to everything, and we listened to him. He shed some tears, we shed some tears.
In the end, the president spent nearly 3 hours speaking with families.
Really just all about my daughter, you know what I mean? That's all we talked about. And, like I said, they were very gracious. They showed compassion. And that's all we were here for.
Now, according to the White House, the president also met with first responders after he met with the families. But starting tomorrow, a new phase in this tragedy begins. They will have the visitation for 10-year-old Amory Jo Garza. The funeral is set for Tuesday. Reporting live in Uvalde, Anieli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.
Just so many people out there, and for a lot of these families, Anieli, this is really only the beginning. Anieli Ruiz, they're live in Uvalde. Thank you so much. Thousands of people from all over the country have visited that growing memorial in Uvalde's town square. Adam Bennett now showing us how some people are trying to help the town heal and what they hope the president and First Lady's visit will lead to.
Not everyone was happy about the president and First Lady's visit. One man told me he wished they wouldn't come right now. There was also a pickup that was circling this memorial area flying anti-Biden and pro-AR-15 flags. But many people we talked to here welcome the visit, and they hope it's the first step to larger change. This morning in Uvalde's town square, children's voices filled the air. as people mourned the children and their teachers murdered at Robb Elementary.
It hurts whether you live here in Uvalde or not. Yeah, it has to hurt, and it impacts everyone.
Offers of comfort came from those on 4 legs and on 2.
We need to have faith.
Dan Beasley drove with his son from Michigan to help heal this community after just returning from Buffalo.
This community is going to hurt for a while, but they're going to get through it. They're going to get through it with prayer.
Sylvia Abrego Ariza says this tragedy shouldn't be normalized.
We need to make some serious changes in our communities. It starts in our families. It starts with the parents.
Others here believe it starts with President Joe Biden and other elected officials.
Let's make our voices heard at the ballot box.
These teachers want gun reform.
I did not go into education to learn how to shoot a gun and to defend other children.
C.A. Martin also wants tougher gun laws.
I go over to the tower and I watch them bringing down, the bodies.
This is a warning to the citizens of Austin.
Martin told me he was in the building next door to the UT Austin Tower during the mass shooting in 1966.
I have faith in Biden to possibly pull something off. He knows how to get people together. He's been there for 40 years. We've got some Republicans talking today that had never talked.
A glimmer of hope. This mass shooting could be the last. Adam Bennett, KHOU 11 News.
Adam, thank you. And the gun control debate is again front and center in Washington. While some Republicans say they could be open to change, others don't see solutions in Democratic proposals. Here's Congressman Dan Crenshaw on CNN's State of the Union.
What you're essentially trying to do with the red flag law is enforce the law before the law has been broken. Now, that's a really difficult thing to do. It's difficult to assess whether somebody is a threat. Now, if there's such a threat that they're threatening somebody with a weapon already, well, then they've already broken the law, so why do you need this other law? That's the question.
On KHU.com right now, reaction to the president's visit and the latest news about the tragedy. Also, we know there are a lot of people that want to help out. We have a list of ways to donate. Just text that word Uvalde to 713-526-1111 and we'll send you back a link.